this video, I will build the entire life story of a LEGO clone trooper, all the way from his birth to become a clone trooper and fighting in epic battles. Let's build. This video is sponsored by Odoo. More on them later. This story starts on Kamino, where the Kaminoans will create a clone by using a pod. It's a clone, and we're naming him Cloney, and because he is a clone, he ages a lot faster. Cloney is excited to grow up and train to become a clone trooper. Next, we will build the rest of Kamino. For this, I made this entire round design for the floors because the buildings on Kamino are round. Next, I grabbed a ton of white pieces and spent hours building this entire room system with all kinds of rooms and hallways. And then I added all of the doors which can all open and close. Cloney walks down the hallway to the main hall, and here we can find mini doors with Kaminoans walking around. This Kaminoan named Rama 2 will instruct the clones to become actual clone troopers. They receive a map of the building and will be assigned to their sleeping quarters next. For this, I built this special sleeping pod, which is basically a bed inside a wall where the clones can sleep. I built 2 pillars with a platform on top, and then I added 12 of the sleeping pods to the wall with ladders so the clones can climb up and get some sleep. But they do have to make sure that they don't get stuck in there. Hey! Help! Now it's time to sleep, so Cloney climbs into his pod and closes his eyes. The next morning, all the clones get woken up super early to start training, and Cloney can't wait. First, they have to go and have a shower, so I made this bathroom with some shower heads where the clones can have a refreshing cold shower. There's also a swimming pool so the clones can get some laps in before training. Their day will start with a run on the track, so I made this run track so all the clones can start their day by running 100 laps. Cloney is really tired, so he will recover with a good breakfast, because they need to fuel up for the rest of the training. Inside the cafeteria, there's a Kaminoan cooking up some high-protein foods. The clones can grab their food and sit at this long table, and every day the clones have to eat the same food, space hot wings. Cloney sits with 2 other cool clones, Clone Bro and Clone Guy. They become friends and eat a bunch of protein to grow extra big. Now that they've got some protein in, they need to start training. First, they're going to the gym. Here, they first have to start by doing some cardio, so Cloney has to run on the treadmill, cycle, and use the cross trainer. And after that, all the clones have burnt a bunch of calories and are devastated. And now they have to do some weightlifting to bulk up. First, they must do bench press, for which I built a bench, and Cloney is up first. But he needs a spotter, so Clone Guy will help to be the spotter for Cloney in case anything goes wrong. Next, they have to use some dumbbells to build extra muscle. They also have to train legs, so I built this squat rack with some Technic pieces and added a barbell. And they must also train pull-ups, so I added a pull-up bar above the squat rack, and now they can get some reps in. And as a final machine, I wanted to add the lat pull-down on this machine, and it actually works. Next up, the clones must learn how to fight, so we're building the martial arts room. For this, I made some boxing sacks on stands, and they can hit it and pretend it's a droid. They have to practice all kinds of punches and kicks. I also added this boxing ring for a match between Cloney and Clone Bro, who is jacked. They also get drilled with countless sit-ups and push-ups. Now, the clones know how to fight, but next they have to learn battle tactics. For this, we need to build a classroom. I made these benches where all the clones can sit and take notes on their learning pads, and they have a strict teacher called Gratanu. He always notices if you're not paying attention and gives super low grades. Then, I also added this big screen where Gratanu can teach the clones all about battle tactics so they can fight for the Republic. They learn about planets and everything about the gear they will be using. Next, they will have to study for a test, so to the left I built the library with some hologram shelves, and I added a big table where they can study. There are a few computers so they can research online. And Cloney suddenly gets a great idea. Cloney has been transforming his body in his training routine, so now he wants to share his progress online. And that's where Odoo, the sponsor of this video, comes in. Odoo is a software with over 45 apps to manage an activity or business on one platform. With Odoo's website app, Cloney can launch a professional blog in minutes. And for free, Odoo's first app is completely free for life with unlimited hosting and support. Cloney even gets a free custom domain name for the first year, and he gives his new site a name, Training with Cloney. He builds his website in just 4 steps. Cloney selects his sector and objectives, and chooses the color palette that matches his armor. Then he adds pages and features and chooses a sleek theme. Editing text and replacing images can be done in just a few clicks. Over the next few days, Cloney adds a couple of blog posts. With AI integrated into Odoo, Cloney can easily refine his posts, tweak the tone, or get unstuck. Odoo makes it easy to build your own site and share your story. And when you're ready, you can add more apps like invoicing, project management, or even e-commerce. Create your own website for free by clicking the link in the description and the comment section and get your first Odoo app free for life. Hosting and support included, plus a free domain for 1 year. And now the clones are ready to train for war. For this, I'm building the armory. I made this rack with armor for the clones' legs and torso, and added both of the racks to the build. Then I grabbed a rack for the blasters. All we need to add is the helmet dispenser we can see in the movie, and it looks really cool. Now Cloney can grab some armor for his legs and torso and grab his helmet. Then he grabs his blaster, and now he's ready for training. First, they will have to improve their aim at the shooting range. For this, I made a little shooting range and added a bunch of crates and some fake battle droids. And I also added this Technic system so it becomes even more challenging with moving targets. The clones practiced their shooting, and now they are ready for battle simulation. For the simulation room, I added these black squares and white lines to the walls and the floor. Then I grabbed the new LEGO clone training set and built it. This provides the clones with a weapon rack where they can pick their weapon. I added 2 of these towers, which are very dangerous. And now the clones must learn how to work together in order to destroy the towers. And Cloney must fly in the ship. After a long day of training, the clones get some free time to build friendship. So I built this chill room with a couch and a big TV screen, and a LEGO PS5 where they can all hang out and play some video games. There's a pool table as well as a darting board. Over the coming months, Cloney has to follow a strict schedule and wakes up early every day with intense training. He spends hours every day training with his squad, and now Cloney is finally ready to join the ranks of the Grand Army of the Republic. And for his first mission, he will be stationed on a Venator. And for this, I bought the UCS Venator set and built it in a few seconds. On the inside of the ship, I placed these bunk beds for Cloney to sleep on. Their first mission will be on Geonosis, so I built the entire planet. Cloney will be deployed with an entire army of LEGO clone troopers. I added this command station with a commander who gives Cloney instructions to lead the right flank. Then this massive droid army shows up, consisting of over 1,000 battle droids, as well as a bunch of super battle droids. Cloney tries to fight the droids on the right, but then the droids deploy a hill fire droid which wrecks his troops. Cloney quickly calls in some backup, and they deploy ATTs and some Republic gunships to destroy the droid army. Now that the battle is won, Cloney can return to the Venator, and here he travels through the galaxy, and over the years, Cloney gets to choose his legion. He's waited all his life for this moment. He chooses the 501st Legion, so now he can serve alongside Captain Rex. He gets updated Phase 2 armor and puts it on, and now he's ready to fight in even more epic battles. He goes to another planet to defend a clone base and to go on a search for a droid factory in 2 of my other videos. So watch those 2 parts of Cloney's story and come back. Next, Cloney is sent back to Kamino so he can see his original training facility. He walks around and even sees his old teachers from back in the day. Then, while walking in the cloning room, Cloney suddenly hears a crying baby. Then he sees that the baby is a clone which has just been made, and this makes him think of all the good times in training. Next, Cloney is sent back to Coruscant. For the Jedi Temple, I built a hallway with some tan bricks, and I added some arches. Then I grabbed a bunch of tiles and filled the floor with an interesting pattern, along with a statue of an ancient Jedi Master. Then I added some Jedi walking around, and the clones enter, and here he suddenly received a transmission.
Execute Order 66.
Then, Cloney sees a youngling and he quickly hides in behind some crates. Cloney returns to the Venator, and here they receive instructions to discard their old armor and put on a new suit. With that, the Republic has fallen and the Empire is what remains. Cloney serves in the Empire and he grows old really fast, and then one day, while walking, he dies. And once again, a big thanks to Odoo for sponsoring this video. Use my link to start your first website for free. Get your first app for life, unlimited hosting, support, and a custom domain name for 1 year, all included.